Welcome back to What Are Noobs with General Disturbance. You are looking at 3 T95s and they're all from the same clan. It's a tier 9 American turretless tank destroyer. It's located on the north spawn of Prokhorovka, and this one is under the command of Andromeda and the other one's Riverstones and Splire. Okay, well, battle has started. Well, the T95 was a project to actually build a super heavy tank destroyer which was capable of dealing with the IS-3s, and they did build some prototypes. In fact, actually the T28, or was it the try to remember which version it is also a basically the same model, but same tank, but without the extra set of tracks that go either side of the main tracks. Well, it's armed with a 155mm gun capable of 750 alpha, penetrating 276mm of armor, and you can see it's got that glaring weak spot, which is not only the cupola on top, but also those fuel tanks. If you can hit the fuel tanks, you might be able to set the thing alight, but from the front, well, basically the only way of avoiding that very big gun is not to be in front of it. Either that or to track them and try and hit those cupolas. Trying to hit the weak spot between the tracks is very, very difficult. But when you've got an army of 3 T95s going down the west side of Prokhorovka, and you can see they've even got a T30 escort. Yes, all 3 together, and they found their first enemy. It's Noobs, and well, we're not stopping for anyone. That Noobs just took a big hit for 579, and well, we've got our bit of help from the T30, who's giving us an extra shove to move us down the battlefield. And Andromeda doesn't mind this. In fact, he rather likes it because his 2 teammates are actually backing him up. The T30 is an extra 155mm gun behind him, and despite the fact that they just got hit by an Arty and stunned, they're still moving much faster than the other guys on their team. Now he just needs to redirect the gun to take out that ELC. Our ELC's moving in. And this is one train, you might say, that I wouldn't want to come across in a hurry. The enemy sees this, and they found, right now we've got the main enemy. The Noobs dies in 1 shot. Now the reload time is 20.64 seconds, but there's nothing to stop or prevent Andromeda from moving in the meanwhile. And I'm sure the T30 is looking forward to nailing a few of those enemies when he gets in position. We did see a tortoise in front of us, and we're getting a nice little shove again. It's a good job team damage has been switched off, because it prevents us from being damaged by our own teammate. Going for the cupola on the tortoise. Bit lower, that's it. Oh, almost took out. Well, we wouldn't have taken him out because of course team damage is switched off, but we almost hit our own teammate. But we're not going to move for that tortoise. He's bouncing rounds off us. There's no way he's going to get through our armor, not unless he aims for the cupola. Okay, we've got the lower spot. Oh, got a bit of shove there from the T30. 1 through the cupola, 648, a low roll. But we're moving, and we bounce another round from the tortoise. Yeah, he's just no match for this tank destroyer, I'm afraid. Not in this state, not with these teammates behind him. And there goes the tortoise. Unfortunately, we lost our shove. We lost our teammate, the ever useful T30, and we're now bouncing rounds from an SU-100-01, and well, that was an Arty round that just hit him for 14 hit points. That was a near miss. Been tracked by the SU-101 now. I think the enemy realizes they've got a serious problem on their hands, because although Andromeda's right up at the front, the other 2 T95s are behind him. He tries a shot in the T54 first prototype, bounces around from the enemy T34, and that was a 120mm round, but he took a round from the Jagdtiger for 521. That was a 128mm round. Now he actually put a round into the Jagdtiger there, but only got some assists there from one of his teammates, one of his platoon mates, and there goes the Jagdtiger. So he picks up the spotting assist for that one. Still bouncing around from that T34, goes for the T54, first prototype, gets a low roll again for 722, gets struck by the FV207. Again, he's acting as an Arty magnet, but his teammates are getting away with lots of shots on the enemy whilst he's spotting them. He's down to about half his hit points now, only 50%. The LC just wiped out with one shot there. No chance of surviving that, but he's actually side on to the T34 now, and now he can be penned. He's got the wrong angle, locks on to the SU-101, dials in, and... Yep, there goes the SU-101, but he has taken more damage, and now he's down to just 4% of his health left. His teammates are up there using his spotting, but he's right on the edge now. Oh, God. That was pretty brutal, that one. The T-54, he turns to face the enemies. In fact, he's actually waggling as much as he can, pull back into the bushes. He doesn't want that projector to see exactly where he is, and of course the T-34 is going to lose sight of him as well. And now he actually just got damaged in the gun. Trying to see exactly where that shot went. Can't see it. But you can see some of the damage that's been done by the Arty. Yep. Well, he's about to get some of his kit back. He might be able to... his crew are okay at the moment, but his teammates and the T95s are now pulling forward over the ridge lines towards the enemy cap. We cannot see the T30 and the T34. T30 and T34, basically the same sort of tank with a different gun and turret on them. Of course, the T30 is the more deadly of the two because he's got a 155mm gun, which is basically the same as the T95. That's the turreted Tier 9 American tank destroyer. The T34's only got the 120mm and he's about to die. Oh, that's a low roll again. But this time round he will die. Rounds are going in. He was tracked by that shot. And here we go. He's going to die. Yep, there you go. So that's the 10th kill for the platoon. And of course, it's 6 kills now for Andromeda, so he's actually got a top gun. He's just got to stay alive a little longer. There's only 3 enemies left. I think most of them are up on the hill. And of course that FV207 cannot see Andromeda now. He's just too far away. And the closer he gets to the cap, the more likely that the enemy T30 is going to spot him, or the Progetto. Yeah, because the other T95 just got hit by the FV207. He's stunned. That's riverstones. See if we can see the full details. We can see riverstones has got 1 kill and Splire's got 3. There's one of them, the T30. Okay, waggles, and oh no, didn't get the kill there. There's only 2 left now, the Progetto and the FV207. No, I don't think the FV207 will be too far away. There's the Progetto. He's up on top of the hill. He didn't last very long though. It's just the Arty now. The FV207 is probably behind the rock at the base of the hill. And well, there he is. Can't hit him. He's just over the ridge line, over the railway line, so there's no chance of getting a shot on him, I'm afraid. Yep, he's gone. The kill shot goes to the Scorpion G. What a great game. 10 kills in the platoon. Unfortunately, the mix is not enough to get our brothers in arms, but it was a pretty amazing battle and very amusing. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, it's an ace tanker for Andromeda of no retreat, no surrender in the T95. He managed to get a shield proof for blocking more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle, and a hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different enemy vehicles. He also managed to get a Spartan round. Yes, he bounced or had a ricochet non-penetrating hit from an enemy tank when he had less than 10% of his hit points. In fact, he only had 4% of his hit points left when that round bounced off. He got a cool headed because he survived 10 ricochets in a row, and these were not small shots. These were not ricochets from a machine gun. These were rounds, heavy duty rounds, even 155mm rounds that were bouncing off the hull. A steel wall for blocking the most damage and surviving the game, a high caliber for dealing the most damage and in the game, and also a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. That's a hell of a haul of medals, and his win rate from the game was 7,133. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he's top of the table with 4,959 hit points altogether. I'd be surprised if he wasn't top of the table in this game. And the next highest scorer on damage was actually his teammate Riverstones with 3,808. And that's despite the fact that he only got 1 kill, but Splire in the other T95, he managed to get 2,278 experience hit points in that game. The highest score on the enemy team was their Progetto with 2,951, and he was one of the ones who did actually get around into Andromeda. When it came to kills, again, it's Andromeda with 6 kills. The next high scorer being Splire with 3, and after that we've got Scorpion G and the Object 705 with 2 each. Riverstones only got the 1 kill, I'm afraid, during that game. The high scorers on the enemy team was their Progetto and their T30. And when it came to base XP, it's Andromeda again. Yes, he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,387 base experience points from that game. 889 from Riverstones and 884 from the ELC Evan 90. And Andromeda was the only player who managed to get over 1,000 base. Let's have a look at detail. He fired 14 rounds, got 10 direct hits and 9 penetrations. 4,959 hit points, of which 1,721 were at more than 300 meters. He received 34 hits from the enemy. Yes, it is, the Doom Turtle does attract shots like a magnet, I'm afraid. And he got 3 penetrations and 29 non-penetrations, but he managed to lose virtually all of his hit points during that game. 8 hits by way of splash damage as well. The Arty wouldn't leave him alone, and with good reason. He was a slow moving target, easy to hit, and of course he was spotting for his team, so the Arty had to put him out of commission if he could, and I'm afraid on this occasion he failed to do so, which is good for Andromeda. 6,020 hit points of damage blocked by the armor. That's an absolutely massive score there. And he also spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 6, and did 3,656 hit points of spotting assist. And he got 27 capture points while he was in the cap trying to wait for the game to end. On a premium count, he earned 78,863 credits from that game, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, and well, he didn't have to spend that much money on ammunition. He actually still ended up with a profit of 20,065 credits. If he'd actually had his free-to-play account, he would have lost credits. But yes, he managed to make credits in this game. 3 bonds for the awards he received, and 2,080 XP, but there was no multipliers, so that's all the experience points he took away. But a very good game by these 3 players here. You can see the platoon here. Well, that's 5, or near enough 5,000. That's nearly 4,009, and well, it's very close to being 11,000 damage overall. In fact, I think it's actually probably over 11,000 damage, or maybe just under. No, it is over. It is over 11,000 damage. What am I saying? Of course, yes, of course it's over. So 11,000 damage on the platoon. Unfortunately, no brothers in arms on this occasion, but you can't deny the fact that Riverstones and Splire, between them, were putting out a lot of fire on the enemy, doing extremely well. And Riverstones did manage to get a cool headed out of that battle, even because he was receiving hits from the enemy that were firing back at him, and of course actually giving Andromeda a bit of relief in the process while that was happening. So well done to him. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. We have great replays like this all the time. In fact, this was a very recent game, and I put it up because Andromeda does like playing the T95, and of course there was a video very recently by Sofilein all about the T28 and the T95. She did a full video on it, and I recommend going over to Sofilein's channel and having a quick look at that video because it's very interesting. You actually learn quite a lot about two tanks that appear in the game, which are basically the same tank. Surprisingly, it is the same tank, but just wearing its different clothes. And I thoroughly recommend that video. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, please. And thank you for watching.